All right. We are on. Uh, oh, yes. My man. Hmm. Hello, everyone. Hello. Stream man. Okay, the stream manager is now on. Yes, we were a minute early. Hey, Manny PDH. How are ya? All right, since you're the first one here, you know the drill. Video check, audio check. Check, check. How's the audio quality? How's the video quality? Hey, GD Rossi. Hey. All right, looks good, sound good, sound good. Okay. Yeah, excellent, excellent. Um, wow, 4:30. Hello, everyone. This is it. The final episode of season 7. Yes, the final episode of season number 7 on Twitch. Thank you so much for everyone who have tuned in this entire semester for the last, what, 3, 4 months? Yeah. Thank you so much. I really enjoy doing these. Again, like this is season 7. There will be a season 8 because I continue to enjoy these. It's a great platform. I like this a lot. I hope you did. I hope you found these the way that we do Twitch and the videos helpful and informative. Yeah, I hope that you enjoyed. So today is where do you go from here? Yes, where do you go from here? What opportunities do we have? I don't think we're gonna need the whole time today. But there is an underlying message of today. Where do you go from here? And the first thing I want to remind everyone, if you did not see this already, and this is an article that is now written by now Fletcher School of Law and Diplomacy professor Josephine Wolf. Now, she wrote this when she was at RIT back in 2018. And this was in the New York Times. This was an article that she wrote. And I remember reading this article. And it hit me like a truck because she said everything and everything that I ever wanted to, but at a more global level. I want to give a shout out to Josephine. Thank you so much. Of course, you're here at Tufts now. I hope you enjoy it here. I remember that was my first impression of reading this article was, holy shit, everyone got to read this, especially if you're thinking about security. And this article you got to read. And the key point is the gist of not only this article, but also today of where do you go from here is that the skills necessary for cybersecurity, take out the word jobs, take out the word jobs. The skills necessary for needed for cybersecurity aren't easy to learn in a classroom at all. And here she talks about, the flurry of new degrees, certificates, and I wonder ways that some of the fundamental components of what makes people really good at security, namely the instincts at the systems in unconventional ways, and quickly identify possible ways to cause trouble are being lost along the way. That's correct. And I hear so many stories about people who get master's degrees in cybersecurity and in pen testing, and they don't even know the basics. They don't even know the basics at all. And so even a lot of my friends are like shunning people who are getting those advanced degrees because the ingredients to be really successful in cybersecurity, you really can't learn. You cannot learn in the classroom. And then she gets into a point where why are the skills necessary in security? It's very hard, if impossible, to learn in a classroom. Hey, Maligan. Okay. Okay, she also wrote the most effective red teams, like the most effective attackers, find vulnerability that no one has ever thought of before, much less included on a course syllabus. Here. And this is the reason why the classroom work and the degrees and stuff, it's, it's, yeah, it doesn't help you that much with cybersecurity. And the reason is, in a college course where there's supposed to be clear expectation, learning objective, well-defined rubrics, and and set schedules. And to be successful in cybersecurity, you got to do completely everything the opposite. Like you got to do completely the opposite. Like in the classroom, you just work for grades. Everything is completely structured, and if you want to be successful in security, you can't do that. You can't be rigid, and you can't be that structured. You got to learn how to dabble. You got to learn how to tinker. You got to learn how to break things. Um, and here she even said, beside like basically it's how to cheat. The plenty of material that are taught in cybersecurity classes that are really important. But the students who, but the students who graduate from our degree program, and this is RIT, and they're like creme a la creme now in cybersecurity, often report they get more out of the extracurricular this line right here, the extracurricular security clubs and competition than their coursework. So on Tuesday and Wednesday, yesterday, and the final day of class, one of the things I said, you know, is I said, yeah, the there's a reason why I made the labs and the quizzes relatively straightforward, if not easy at times. There's a very good reason why. Reason number one is because we got to hone in on the basics. Because unfortunately, in cybersecurity classes and many in computers, not even cybersecurity class, but in computer science, we completely neglect the basics a lot of times. But reason number two, and now you know, there's a reason why I set up my labs and quizzes very straightforward. I don't expect everyone, I don't want anyone to be working 20, 30, 40 hours a week of work. And it's because of this line that students often say that they learn cybersecurity is through extracurriculars and competition than their coursework. Josephine wrote that. So now you understand why I set up this course, the assignments, the labs, the quizzes, the way I did, because I know that you'll learn more in those activities than in any classroom work. Full stop. So I want to structure today. Um, the first thing I want to talk about is fundamentals. Okay, where do you go from here with the fundamentals? And then I want to talk about uh, continuing education and boot camps. And of course, I'll talk about a question I get a lot with certifications. Then I'll talk about projects and investments. Okay, those 5 things: fundamentals, continuing education, certification, projects, and investments that you can make. So let's start with the fundamentals. I'm not going to go through a laundry list of courses anymore. I used to do that for a while. But now I've come to a point where, okay, what college is and what schooling is for is to get you the fundamentals. And now that you've taken the security course here, the fundamentals that you really, really need are number one, I always tell students this, like the next course that you should take after security, whether you're at Tufts or whether at anywhere else, wherever you take security, is operating systems. Operating system. Got to take operating systems next. Because operating system is like the course, the starting course for anything system related. So now you almost have to work backwards. Look, and I say this to and I say this each and every year. You may not be, you may never have the privilege of working on the Windows system. I mean, although Linux is free and open source, most people will not work directly with the Linux kernel at all. Very few people will have the privilege and opportunity to work with like Mac OS, like on the at Apple. You may one day, if you want for a hobby, build an operating system, you know. Um, but here's the thing, though, even though you will never, you may never have the opportunity to work directly with an operating system, you will always use operating system. Operating systems are in every computational device. And every single operating system, whether that is Windows, whether that's Mac OS, whether that's Linux, whether that is the operating system for your HVAC system, or for your refrigerator, or for a alarm system, any small gadget, you're gonna mobile, iOS, Android. You're always gonna use an operating system of some sort, and you gotta understand all those each and every operating system share a lot of the same principles, all the same principles that you got to know. Things like there's going to be things like race condition. There's going to be semaphores. There is going to be memory, disk considerations. The fundamental course is operating systems. So the thing is, right after this course, strongly recommend you take operating systems. The second course I strongly recommend everyone to take, you can take these concurrently, they're a little bit different, is networking. Take a good networking course. And the networking course I can say at Tufts is fantastic that we have. It's not easy. Actually, both courses are not easy. Certainly networks is not easy. But I know in the Tufts networking course, you build things like secure file transfer. You'll build a web server. You really actually have to you'll learn networking under the hood. You'll learn sockets, everything. Everything is done in C. All the projects are done in C. So you'll really get to learn low level networking. 10 out of 10 students who actually take security and go into networking, and I get this all, even, I shouldn't be saying this, but Fahad, when he and I guys see when he talked to me and we run into each other like in the bathroom, he said, "Oh yeah, like most of the students in my class are from your security class." Oh yeah, you told them to take networking, and they're all fantastic. And the students also say this: "It's like, yeah, you know what? When I took security, when we did networking, there were some things I actually weren't 100% sure of, but now after taking networking, oh, now I understand what was going on in security." Everyone gets that. A lot of people say that. So in terms of your fundamentals that you got to take, the two immediate courses that you got to take right after this now are operating systems and networking. Got to take those. Okay. Once you get those two fundamentals out of the way, then you can take whatever. I mean, then you can take whatever you want. I mean, things like network security. There is a little overlap, but not like 20%. It's like totally different ball game there. Then you can take like offensive security, defensive security, whatever I mean, what come play after that. But the two fundamental courses that you got to take after this are operating systems and network, bar none. Okay. All right. So feel free to chime in if anyone have any questions or anyone of where do you want to go from here. Oh, I need to press the enter key on this thing. Hello? Not hitting. There you go. There you go. All right. The next item, and this is a continuation from last week when we did instant handling. I left incident handling and say like, what I strongly recommend anyone who wants to get into incident handling, and this is a more general thing about continuing education. And drumroll. Strongly recommend. I would say strongly recommend. If you're really serious about security, take a boot camp course. Maybe like what? So yeah, in development land, I mean, boot camps are looked at as an alternative form of college, and some people even say boot camp is like a dirty word. And I never looked at it that way. I never looked at the word boot camp as like a dirty word or shun or frown upon that. No, I never did. Because I actually am an alum of a boot camp. Yeah, so when I graduated from Tufts in 2002, the only security course I got was cryptography. But it was like, in terms of things, but I did not learn anything about buffer overflows or cross-site scripting or any of the web server stuff. Uh, the only thing I mean, the cryptography course, you had to deal with things like Chinese remainder theorem and all that. But where I really, really, really got to learn almost everything that I teach in security now, like the hands-on tool, like the password cracking, is from the SANS Institute. Yeah, the SANS Institute. I'll come back to this in a bit. SANS.org. It is arguably I have only great thing. I'm an alum of the SANS Institute, and what they offer is world-class boot camps in cybersecurity. They offer not only courses but certifications as well, which will be my next topic. Uh, Companies, the Department of Defense, some of the greatest, like some of the most famous institutions in the world, they send their people to SANS. And the instructors of the SANS courses are just absolutely world class practitioners. Full stop. Okay. They even have their own SANS Institute now. Also have their own degree, launched in 1989 as a institute. They offer a so you get there's so many trainings that they offered. I remember, holy cow! Like back in 2006, 2007, they only had like a dozen or so courses, and that was it. And now they have tons and tons of different courses. Hey, Oblivion. And I am an alumnus of this course. I am an alumnus of the, it's what they call FAS SEC 504. Hello, where's my mouse? Oh, here it is. SEC 504, Hacker Tools, Techniques, and Incident Handling. That's the course. And the certification that goes along with the course is the GIAC Certified Incident Handler. So I was a certified incident handler from 2007 into 2011. There is a renewal each and every 3 years. I believe it was 3 years. And there's a fee. And I chose not to renew after 2011. Okay, so what this course is, in short, is to help you, will give you the skills to conduct incident handling, incident response investigations. How this course works is two models. There is an on-demand model, which is everything is on your own. You get a bunch of books. Back in the days, you also get like a DVD. Or there's a live version of the course. The live version of the course is, the last time I took the course in 2007, it was 1 week, one full week, 5 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday were 9 to 5, 9 a.m., 5 p.m. The Friday is a half day where it's a capture the flag game. Yeah. So you may be curious, like certainly one way you can tell that I'm an alumnus of this course, if you take a look at the syllabus, which has changed over the years. They have a breakdown of all the things that you will learn. Here's some business, what you'll learn for businesses, what you'll receive, MP3s. Here it is, day one. Day one is incident response and cyber investigations. You'll learn things like incident response, malware investigation, memory investigation, networks, live examination, proxy live memory investigation, collect volatile memory. And we talked about that in forensics last week. Malware, assessing a malware attacker in a safe and text environment. Red Shot, Procmon for Windows, cloud investigations, and then yeah. Day 2, you learn about reconnaissance and scanning and enumeration. You'll learn things like Spiderfoot, Nmap. Yeah, I think we did that. Masscan, SMB session attacks, MITRE attack framework, web reconnaissance. Yeah, there it is. Some things look familiar. Password and access attacks. Day 3, password guessing with Hydra, password cracking with John the Ripper, password cracking with Netcat, Hashcat. The many uses of Netcat. We did that as well. So now you may be wondering, like, now it kind of makes sense why I actually use a lot of SANS Institute's cheat sheets. Day 4, drive-by attacks. You'll learn things like cross-site scripting, SQL injection. Yeah, we beat that, hopefully kind of beat that to death. Client-side exploitation, Metasploit, command injection. Look at that. Command injection, cross-site scripting, SQL injection, post-exploitation attack. I don't know if we did so much with post-exploitation at all in this course. Endpoint, lateral movement, high covering tracks. Yeah. And of course, a capture the flag game. That captures everything. And of course, the ends of the exam, the certified incident handler exam, I think it is timed. You get like 2 hours, but it's completely open book. So when you actually take the certified incident handler exam, everyone will have like notebooks with like every chapter, like with sticky notes and stuff. And that's another reason how I designed my quizzes in my course, is that they're open book, open notes, whatever. Same thing with the certified incident handler exam. It's all multiple choice, and I believe the passing grade was, back in the days, was like 80%. Yeah. Laptop requirements. The one problem with SANS course, the one big problem with SANS course, although they're so good, they're not cheap. They're not cheap at all. So the on-demand course is actually the on-demand and also the in-person. They're both $8,500. And of course, the certification is another that. Wow, the certification price went way up. $979. Holy shit! I remember when it was only $300. Holy cow! Yeah. So overall, it's $9,500, including the certification for the course. But back in the heydays, I remember SANS was really generous to college students, anyone in academia. I mean, you can try to go at a fraction of price. I remember I paid something like $1,700 for my SANS course back in 2007, but now it's 2007, and they were really generous to anyone working in the EDU space. Yeah. Highly recommended. I took the SANS course, and it set me up for a very, very long time. A lot of other students I've known, at least I know a good handful of students, go to SANS and take their malware course, their malware analysis course. There's so many courses now that SANS offer. 504, actually funny, is 504 now the, oh no, 401 is the security essentials. I was like, is this the intro course now? No. Security essentials now have network, endpoint, and cloud. This is usually like that starting course. But the famous one is forensics. The other one is this is new. Sec 527, cyber theft, threat intelligence, introduction to cybersecurity, 301. Oh, maybe this is the intro course now. What's your malware one? Forensic, here it is. Reverse engineering malware, malware analysis tools and techniques. Course syllabus. This one, Lenny Seltzer teaches this. Forensic 610s, reverse engineering malware, malware analysis tools and techniques. I think it's the same price. Yep, same price. Uh, yeah, malware analysis fundamentals. You'll say, and something a toolkit for effective malware analysis, static analysis, reversing malicious code, x86, 64, malicious documents and scripts like PDFs, Word document, in-depth malware analysis. Yeah, self-defending malwares, and a malware analysis tournament, which is a CTF game. In fact, I know that former student and trusty former student Winona DeSombre, she won this thing. Yeah, she won the 610 tournament. This was back in September of 2018. And that's what you get for the award as a nice challenge coin. Yeah. That's a big badge of honor. Hey, Winona. And highly recommend seeing. They put world class trainings and also world class content as well too. And a lot of the stuff that I learned in 504 course, the incident handling course I use, of course, for 116. Yeah. Let me send you the link for this. All right, feel free if you also have any other questions. Okay, so the boot camps we've got. We talk about fundamentals, we talk about boot camps. Now, one of the problems that you may be wondering is SANS is not cheap. Their free version of the courses? Well, yeah. I mean, there's a couple that comes to mind immediately. The first one is Malware Unicorns. Whole bunch of courses. Here's Malware Unicorns content. So she has a reverse engineering 101 course. She also has a 102 course. I've never seen this. I've actually never delved into this one. Now, this is a continuation of her 101 reverse engineering course. Environment setup, information gathering. Oh, she used VirusTotal in this one. Oh. Travel. Okay. Whole bunch of different labs here. The other one is, and I know that there was people who have been getting job interviews, and they say, "Yeah, we just got a job interview, and how to, and we actually need to brush up on my web security skills." And I always recommend, okay, to hone your skills with web security. Portswigger has the Web Security Academy. This is free training. It's all free from the creators of Burp Suite. And they have so many different topics. And this is strictly web security. But you'll learn things like NoSQL, but they have exercise on NoSQL injection, API testing, SQL injection, cross-site scripting, XXE, your learning materials, cross-origin resource sharing security, HTTP smuggling, OS injection. Yeah, so if you want a deep course and a free course on web security, Web Security Academy is definitely the way to go. And again, it's free. Okay? And yeah, it is free. The other place is Hack the Box. Hack the Box. Oh. Well, that's no good. Why? It's not okay. Got hackthebox.com. That's a weird one. There is another place that I would recommend. The SANS Institute have a holiday challenge. This is not really a course, a free course. It is going to be up. Is it up? Oh, it is up. Holy cow. Look at that. Timing's great. The SANS Holiday Hack Challenge is this is not necessarily a course, but yeah, you'll learn so much on its own. This is like a glorified capture the flag game for the holiday season. Each and every year, Sands have one, and here you go. They even have their own Discord channel, challenges of web security, web application security. Yep, and it closes on January 5th, 2024. One random, there's actually prizes. There's an original Game Boy with, oh, oh cool. Sweet. All right. All right. So this is the holiday challenge for Sans. All right. So we've done fundamentals. We've done boot camp. We've done free courses. Let's talk about certifications. This is a big question I get all the time. Certifications and graduate school. Okay, let's talk about certifications first. Certifications is, I'll say the short version is this. A certification in cybersecurity can only help you, not hurt you. Okay? Certification can only help you. It won't hurt you. Also, we'll put this down and say this, especially for female and women, certification can actually be a major boost. And the reason why I say this is because I have friends who are female in the cybersecurity space, and they have said to me a number of times, like, if it wasn't for getting a certification, I don't think I would have got the job, because unfortunately the security field is still male dominated, and people wouldn't have treated me seriously. It is what it is. However, the one problem and the really confusing thing with certification is there's a lot of certifications out there. First of all, consider what you can afford. Okay? No certification is free. There's no such thing as a free certification. There is a financial, nothing is free anyway. So any certification exam, there's going to be a cost. That could be a couple $100, or it could be $1,000, like you saw with Sans. Second of all, do you need a certification? For some jobs, like if you're going to be working for the Department of Defense, you actually have to be certified for a whole bunch of things. And I finally updated a damn link that they have. The Department of Defense actually have a list of a table of approved baseline certifications. DoD approved 8570 baseline certifications. These are all the approved certifications, depending on what level. So now, finally, the GCIH is an acceptable certification. I know the CISSP is looked at highly, for better or worse, by many places. Certified ethical hacker is something across the board. Yeah, so GCIA, GCIH, totally accepted. Security Plus here? Yeah, Security Plus, here you go. CCNA Security. Yeah, there's a whole list. I know a lot of students actually have been pursuing the Security Plus certification because it's like the cheapest option. If you're looking to just go into management, then CISSP is very desirable. Although it costs hundreds of dollars to take, and then you have to pay a renewal fee each and every year, and then you have to take courses each and every year as well too. I won't recommend the CISSP to many people these days. There's also glaring issues with the exam. I just written about it. There it is. I got my GCIH in 2007. Let it lapse. Was it free? And I said, yeah, your passion and capacity to learn the cybersecurity is much more important than a certification. Most of us, including myself, I'll talk about hands-on skills and home labs. Those set you much farther along. Unfortunately, certifications are a very debatable topic in the field. But yeah, we can all agree that hands-on skills, you can't, yeah, especially for security people, That's how we got our jobs. All right, let's talk about graduate school. Now, here's the thing about graduate school. Graduate school can be pretty damn expensive. I would not recommend, I would only recommend graduate school if you're so sure that number one, that you're so sure about what field that you want to do. In this case, security. But you're actually so sure that you want to delve into a particular area of security. So yeah, I did say if you go to graduate school, especially on a PhD level, it's a life changing decision because you're going to be foregoing 3, 4, 5 years of probably your prime earning periods, and it may or may not pay off. But if you want to go really deep into security, let's say hardware security, um, my honestly, I would say just go for the don't go to like any like run of the mill school. Go to the best ones. Like if you want to learn AI and security, go to Carnegie Mellon. Like no ifs, buts, and thens. Go to Carnegie Mellon, or go to Georgia Tech, or go to Washington or Michigan. Maryland, if you want to delve into security and you want to have a connection with everyone in government, go to Maryland. San Diego and Santa Barbara, world class. Okay, those like are the schools I would like if you're going for a PhD, just go to in security, go for one of those. Master's route, Tufts, Georgia Tech, Berkeley, Johns Hopkins. Lots of they have their own cybersecurity center. Right, I gotta update this list. I don't know if they have an online though. BC has online, Northeastern has online. This is the online master's route. In person, if you want to do cybersecurity and public policy, come to Tufts. Um, RIT, Rochester, they have like their own building now for security. Be more careful with the graduate school because this is a life changing decision, and it's probably 3 to 4 years of your life that of your earning potential potentially gone for a while. Okay. Um, this article, yes. One more, and then we'll talk about projects and then investments that you make. Projects. Yeah. There is this book. It's called like the 97 things. Here's a book. It's a really short book. It's like this, written by, it was probably edited by Christina Moriello. Table of contents. 97 things every information security professional should know. And the reason why I'm bringing this book up is because let's talk about ransomware. Business is always right. Yeah, okay. Uh, Melanie was the head of DEF CON Communication. The hell am I? Here it is. Technical projects, ideas toward learning cybersecurity. Yeah, that mess. Basically, it's this article right here that I have. So I wrote, look, if you're looking for technical project ideas, most of these are either free or really small price. Like, I get this question all the time is what projects should you to do when you're learning if you want to get into the field? I've done each and every one of these projects and learned a lot. All these projects are under 75 bucks. Number one, create a virtual machine or VirtualBox. Or VMware, whatever virtual machine or virtual machine hypervisor that you can have your hands on for free. Get comfortable with running virtual machines. Create a virtual machine in VirtualBox Linux only, no desktop. Like server only, no desktop, no graphical stuff, only command line. Building a server in the cloud, like AWS, Google Cloud, Azure. Pick your pick one. Uh, Cloud is not going away. It's someone else's computer, but yeah, there's a huge benefit of putting stuff into the cloud. Build a static website using no BS, just straight HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and Amazon S3, the bread and butter. No frameworks, nothing. Understand how the web works. Create a blog using WordPress. WordPress powers over 20% of the world website. This one. We did this early in the lab. Build a honeypot in the cloud. Not only this is actually ties in multiple projects. Number one, it actually helps you play with the cloud. But number two, the data that you get in the cloud is huge. So much fun to see where the attackers are coming from, what commands, including malware that they're using. Ooh, love this one. Build a Pi-hole using a Raspberry Pi. The Pi-hole, what it is, I want to give a shout out to the folks at Pi-hole. I've been running one for over a decade, over a decade now. So a Pi-hole is a network-wide ad blocker. So I run one. I've been running this in my house for a decade now. Ideally, get a Raspberry Pi, wire it up to wired, not wireless, wired to your router at home. Set it up on your network, and it'll block so many ads. I'll show you what I have. Admin. Show you my Pi-hole. So my home network, 192.168.1.8/admin/ that's my 192.168.1.8 is where my dev server and also my Pi-hole is. I put everything in one box. Fine. But as you can see, I have 9 devices on my network, 17,000 total queries in the last 24 hours, 2,712 blocked, 15.3% of the traffic gets blocked, and I have a huge block list of over 500,000 domains that are completely blocked. Yeah, I mean, so if you hate Facebook and you want to block the entire Facebook domain, you can just download a list of all the Facebook domains and just put it in your Pi-hole. Yeah, here's your permitted domains, like Google's permitted, but things that are blocked are like all the ad shit. Anything that's associated with ads get blocked. Yeah. Query log, let's see where have I been. Okay, Firefox, Apple. Yeah. A whole bunch of things. You can see what gets blocked. Yeah, you can run your own block list as well. Really, really cool. The big thing right now is probably very dubious right now, working with YouTube ads. I mean, that's a big pain in the ass for everyone. But a Pi-hole is wonderful because largely it not only blocks everything in your on your home network as a sinkhole, but it's really a DHCP server and a DNS server. So you'll actually learn a lot about networking, how DNS works, and that stuff. Build a mobile app using geolocation. And here's the thing: is that building a mobile app is very different than building a website. I mentioned that before when we talked about Android malware. You understand the constraints. You understand the nuances working with Android or Google. You also learn about a web too, because a lot of mobile apps, native mobile apps, depend on the web. Write a third-party application that uses a third-party API, like Twitter. The point of these projects is this: build, create, write. No penetration testing, no security tool, no ethical hacking, no open source intelligence, no social engineering. And one of the things is, more often than not, if all you know is ethical, and this is the reason why I personally tell students, like, I don't know if you should really start your career in security. Because the reason is, I'm going to actually, I hope this tweet is still available. Yeah. More often than not, if all you know is ethical hacking, open source intelligence, and social engineering, it's going to be very hard to get your first job in security. It's going to be very hard. And even if you actually get your first job in security, you're going to be fighting a lot of imposter syndrome because there's a lot that you're expected to know and do. Uh, so you want to get your hand dirty. You want to do a project, you want to learn hands on, but understand how things work. Okay? Much, much more effective that way. And then you get into security. The last thing is investment. And I'll say this very nicely is the best investment that you can make is in yourself, is on yourself. One of the best investment that you can make is learning opportunities. Yeah, I know SANS can be very expensive, but perhaps a life changing and career changing um, way that you can invest in yourself is go to a conference. Go to a conference like DEF CON, or go to a conference like B-Sides. And there is not only will you make you learn technical content, but you will also learn social. You have social contacts as well too. Really easy if you go to like B-Sides, which is a much smaller conference. Um, so if you go to defcon.org, it's the world's largest cybersecurity hacking conference. DEF CON is the world's largest conference. Let's go to where's the 31 content? Here it is. It's 3 days. We have a lot of former students who actually go to DEF CON now. We have a dinner in Vegas. I host it. Contest result. Where is the hell? Oh, here it is. Videos, but so many talks and workshops here. Okay, it's $440 now cash to get in. It's expensive, but it's still a lot cheaper than going to a black hat. But my first DEF CON was 2016. DEF CON 14. That was my first one. Back in the days, 2006, the Riviera, God rest his soul. Only $100 cash at the door. It was wonderful. Do they have their list of talks here? Yep. The schedule. Lots of talks. You have lawyers, law enforcement, scholars. It's grown over time. That goes to DEF CON and speak. But I'll never forget. But if I didn't take a trip to DEF CON that year in 2014, this was in 2006, I would not have met the Wall of Sheep. And that set me up for many years to come. I'm still on that team. Probably one of the best, easily one of the best investments that I've made. Go to Vegas, go to DEF CON for me. It's overwhelming. The first conference is going to be overwhelming as hell. And it takes some time to absorb. But it's a huge learning opportunity. Okay? So, I guess the one other investment I like to tell people that helped me out big time was to build a home lab. Yeah, this actually will require some sort of an investment. This is a little bit older of an article, but yeah, spend some money on hardware. Get a cheap El Cheapo broken down computer, or if you really want to spend like $1,000 or something, get like a really nice like a Supermicro server. Here it is. I quickly realized that by reading security books, material, and form online, I cannot remember the concepts. I have learned for too long, and with time they fade away. One of the best strategies to learn a subject is to teach it, and yeah, I cannot tell you, like, this has set me up, most people in security up very far. I mean, one of the most valuable skills that you can learn is not only is a build a home lab. You learn how to install virtual machines. You actually have to set up the networking correctly. And there's a whole bunch of virtual machines that you can download and install on the server. But yeah, this is going to take some money. But the learning that you will do, it's just, yeah, it's insane. I think of all the learning opportunities that I've just learned the most was, yeah, the home lab. And I still got one. I don't want a noisy Supermicro anymore, but I have like a couple Raspberry Pis that I set up as network, and that's fine for me for what I do these days. Yeah, so the best investment that you can make is on yourself. You have like if you ever get like what they have a lot of those articles like if you've got $1,000 or $2,000, what you do with it. Especially if you're at this age, if you're like in your 20s, invest in yourself. Take a course, or go traveling, or go to a conference. It'll set you up really, really well for your career. So with that said, that's where you go from here. There's a lot of content I just said not in the classroom, and I said, go back to Josephine's article, and the skills that you learn in cybersecurity are just very, very difficult to learn in the classroom. But most want to give a shout out to Jeff Seibert because he said something to me that I always share with you. I remember when we were talking about iOS development, this was like 10 years ago over dinner, and he said, yeah, you look for candidates, you look for students, you look for people, and you want to see those skills. You want to see people who take the initiative to learn. You cannot put a price tag on that. Um, and now this is not like in 2006 where there wasn't Stack Overflow. There was Google, but it was pretty primitive. And the way you get software and resources were just you had to go to a store and buy the software and the books. Now, and this is what Jeff said, two word, no excuse. Like the tools, the software is all freely, a lot of it's freely available. And there's just so much material out there, including YouTube University. There's no excuse that you cannot learn on your own. And that's really the underlying message. So, folks, thank you so much for a fantastic semester. Thank you so much. Uh, and so, yeah, keep in touch. Have a wonderful, wonderful holiday break. Yes, you all earned a holiday break. Have a wonderful holidays, each and every one of you, and I hope you will see you, and some of you will come back for season number 8 in 2024. Thank you so much, everyone. I hope you had a blast this semester. Take care, all.